Psalm 4 is a wonderful psalm of trust in God. A trust psalm is still, it's a lot like a lament psalm, and I'll probably do a separate video on lament really soon. Lament psalms are the psalms of sorrow and suffering. But trust psalms are sort of a specific variant that doesn't ignore the suffering or downplay it, but really turns the focus to God's goodness. This psalm is also really interesting because of what it says in verse 4. Be angry and do not sin. Ponder in your own hearts, on your beds, and be silent. This is really interesting, coming right after Psalm 3 that had that section of imprecation, the angry psalm, right? This says, okay, it's good to trust in God and call on Him for justice, but be careful about where the anger in your heart takes you. Be angry, but don't sin in your anger, and that can be very hard. The last verse is also interesting. In peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. In church traditions that have had specific prayers for morning and for night, the last verse of this psalm is almost always read in the night prayers. And for good reason, talks about lying down and sleeping. It's a lovely verse, but it's all the more appropriate if you hold in your mind the whole of this wonderful psalm of trust in the God who is trustworthy, day and night. I've included 2 songs this time in the description. One that's more literal to the words, it's a good song. The second, the words are a little less close to the psalm, but contained exactly the tone I wanted musically, in 2 movements. A first very, very sort of mournful song of longing and crying out for God's presence, and then the second resolving into this more positive, just slightly more energetic music and words of confidence in the God who is with us.